Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe the best stories are the ones shared over a glass of wine or a cocktail. Each week, I sit down with women who've said yes to building something meaningful, often after years of putting everyone else first. We talk business, big dreams, and the mess in between. And of course, a few favorite drinks. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. This week, I'm catching up with my friend Angel Wilborn, and she always brings so much energy and honesty to our conversations. Angel recently rebranded her podcast, and we talk about what it really takes to pivot with confidence, handle the messy middle of life and business, and let go of that constant busy work trap we all fall into. If you've ever felt like quitting or like you're doing all the things without seeing results, you're going to love Angel's perspective. And of course, we wrap it all up with a cocktail. Stick around. Here is Angel Wilborn. What is new? I haven't seen you in a few months.
I know it has been quite a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I went back to work last week. I went back to work full time. I don't know if I had started the podcast hub the last time that we talked or not. I think that's it. Maybe, I
Okay.
don't know, something else might pop up to me later on.
You know, you are a busy girl.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Oh gosh. Well, summer things.
Sounds fun.
Lots of fun things. Wine camp is happening in about a week and a half.
Yay, this is the one in Virginia?
Yes, I'm so
Okay.
excited.
Yay.
Yeah, so yeah, final preparations for that is in full swing right now.
Okay.
So exciting. And I'm planning next year so that I can announce at
Oh,
this year's. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh,
Super fun. So that's been the majority of what I've been working on. But then I've got another iteration of my course. I'm going to tweak it slightly and make it a little bit better
okay.
for this fall. So I'm going to do a
Okay.
3-day challenge or 3-day workshop with people and help them stop selling, start serving,
I love that.
doing all the things.
Yeah. Oh, and see, I knew I forgot something, and I rebranded my podcast too. I was like, there's something else
I
that.
thought so. Yeah.
There we go. That works.
Cool.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you went to work full time, went back. So
I
what are you teaching? What are you
No, so I'm
doing?
not teaching. So I was working at my son's school last year in the after
Yeah.
program. And then I started off the summer actually working at a summer camp. And a teaching assistant position had actually came open and I applied for that. But then another position came open, an admin assistant position came open, and that's more in like my wheelhouse and stuff like that. It was basically what I had done at my other job that I had left last year that I had been at for 5 years. So I applied for that job and I got that one. And yeah, so
Yay. Congratulations.
thank you. So I'm still in the school, still get to
Good.
see my baby, my child, and then my other babies that I got to know from doing after school. And then some of them were at the summer camp as well. And they were all like, "No, Miss Angel, you're leaving us." I was like, "I'll see you guys again in like 6 weeks." Just like, "But it's not the same." I was like, "Guys, I'll see you in 6 weeks. I may even see you sometimes when I come to pick up my child from summer camp because I can't leave him here."
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like, "But it's just not right, Miss Angel." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, guys. I promise I'll see
Yeah.
you." So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
6 weeks to a little kid just seems like forever.
It does seem like a very long time, but in reality, it's not a long time because I mean that was 2 weeks ago that I told them that. I asked them and I was like, can you check on my kids for me?" I was like, "Can you check on my kindergartners and first graders for me?" Because they're in the camp has them in the grade that they were in the previous
Uh-huh.
year. And so my son was like, "I have third grade business to attend to. You'd be checking on your kindergartners and first graders." I said, "Oh,
Oh,
excuse me, sir.
okay.
I'm so sorry that I asked you just to tell them that I said hi." Yeah, he was very serious about his third grade business. So
Okay. Wow, third grade business. That's big.
it is. I don't know what's happening with this third grade business, but it must be pretty juicy that you can't, be like, My mom said, hey,
Serious.
so yeah, it's don't want to
Serious
interrupt
stuff.
that there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, and get ready for those teenage years, huh? I guess. Like, okay,
I'm
here we
not
go.
ready for it. Like,
No, you've got time.
and it's so weird because so he'll be 10 in October. And I keep seeing and hearing like all these things about like tween phases. And so it's so weird because like he still wants to be babied, but then he'll go in his room for hours at a time and we're like, is the kid okay? Like he hasn't talked to anyone. Like, is he good? And then we'll check on him. We're like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, well, you've been in that room for about 4 hours here, dude. Like, are you gonna come out? Do you want to eat something? Like, no, I'm good. Okay, but then he comes and he's like, I need hugs and I need cuddles. And so
Oh,
it's like this weird. Then he's like, okay, I'm going back to my room now. See you guys again, when I come out.
okay.
I don't know what's happening, Penny. So
That's a transition.
I'm like, okay, he's still my baby, but he's not my baby. And
Yeah.
yeah, so if he's already hibernating in this room at 9, I don't know what it's gonna be like
Yeah.
14.
Well, enjoy those times that he says he wants cuddles. That's
Oh,
enjoy every second of those.
oh, I do. I'm like, yay. I'm like, cuddles. He's like, can I have cuddles? I'm like, of course you can. Come on, dude.
Yeah. Bring it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's talk about the rebranding of your podcast because it's GLOE, right?
Yes,
GLOE.
yes, GLOW. So it stands for God, Life, Organization, and Entrepreneurship. And then my tagline is Glow boldly, live purposefully. So I realized at the end of last year, maybe, that my show wasn't just about, because it started off as organization and entrepreneurship. And I realized at the end of last year that I was talking about more than just those two things. Like I was talking about life. I had people on there talking about like their faith journeys and about God and different things like that. And the Modco podcast wasn't really giving anything. Like people are like, oh, what's the show about? It didn't really tell people what it was. But as I think I've told you before, I just kind of named it on a whim because I didn't want to take the time to obsess over a name. And I was like, I want a name that when people are searching for it or when they pull it up, that they're not confused about what it is or what it is that I'm talking about on the show. So I was having a coffee chat with someone and she said something and that just immediately like popped into my head and I was like,
Clicked.
"Oh, yeah." I was like, God, life, organization, and entrepreneurship because those are the things that I talk about. So I think I started working on the rebrand maybe February of this year, towards the end of February of this year, and it was a bit of a quick turnaround because I wanted to present it on the 2-year anniversary of my podcast, which was the 16th of April. So
Nice.
I had probably about 5 or 6 weeks maybe to do that. I already knew the name of it, but I wanted to change the colors of it and everything. So I was researching colors, taglines, all of that fun stuff, and then trying to make myself a list of every place that I needed to change it from the mod code to glow. So then that was
Wow.
a lot trying to do that. And I was gonna change my IG handle, but I was like, I don't have time for that right now. I'll deal with that
You
later.
can get to that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, it's perfectly fine for now, but it was fun. It was exciting. I'm really happy about the change because I feel like it reflects more of what it is on the show, what it is that we're talking about. If you're coming to the show, you're not just expecting organization or you're not just expecting entrepreneurship. You're going to hear about somebody's life. You're going to hear about somebody's faith walk. You're going to hear about somebody's faith walk and how it worked into their organization, into their organizing skills or into their entrepreneurship skills or how, their mommy life fits into entrepreneurship and like all those different things. So I'm happy about it.
Nice. Wow, that's very cool. It fits perfectly. You
Thank you.
well, and you do glow. You
Oh,
know,
thank you. Thank you.
it's just you just have this light and this incredible energy, and it's a really good brand. I think the whole packaging of it is just great. I love
Thank,
it.
thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, for sure.
About like how it was going to be perceived and how people were going to take it. And I remember I went on Threads and I asked and I was like, has anybody ever rebranded? How did it go? And then I had a right when I was in the process doing right before it, I had had a mentorship with one of my favorite podcast hosts. She was doing mentorship calls, and I had one with her, and she's like, you guys can reach out to me anytime. So I was like, hey, I'm thinking about rebranding. Like, what are your thoughts on it? And she said, you're still early enough in your show that if you want to rebrand, you can. She's like, but make sure that you think long and hard about it because you don't want to keep rebranding. You want people
Mm,
to know who you are. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And so I really think that the rebrand has been better. I feel like it really has kind of shifted things a bit more, and I don't regret it. I am very, very happy that I
that's
did.
cool.
Yeah, very.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, and there are a lot of lessons in that. Like first of all, I think people women especially, we hold ourselves back because we have all these imposter syndromes, all these these limiting beliefs that hold us back. Like I don't want to start something until it's perfect. you know, I don't want to start something until I have it exactly laid out the way that I want it to, the way that it should be. And you don't necessarily know what it should be until you take some of those steps to test some things and see what lands and what works.
Exactly. And if you don't ever kind of step out of that comfort zone, then you're never going to know what works. And we're also so scared of like failure, and that if we do this and we fail, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? And not realizing that 9 times out of 10, nobody actually even cares. They're not even paying it attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're so focused on their own failures that they're not even thinking that, you didn't. And we're, like you said, we're so hard on ourselves, and oftentimes we're doing great, like we're putting in the work, we're doing things, but we don't see it, and then other people see it and they're like, oh, you're doing wonderful, you're doing great, this is wonderful, and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like even the other day I thought my hair looked horrible. I was like, my hair looks horrible, come out the way I wanted to. I was like, I'm so mad, I'm just 2 seconds from chopping it all off again. My husband's like, your hair looks fine. He's like, I like it like that. Leave me alone. Like, no, it doesn't look good. It looks horrible. And I want to dye my hair. And so I was talking to my cousins, and they're like, well, what color do you want to dye? And I said, I usually do red, but I want to do something different. Like I did red all throughout my 30s. That was kind of when I turned 30, I was getting my hair done. My husband's like, you just always do black. He's like, I dare you to get another color. So red was
Oh,
like my color throughout my 30s. And every year around my birthday, I always like either dye my hair red or I get like red hair extensions. So I'm getting ready to turn 40 in January. So I was like, well, I want to do something different. I was looking back for a picture, and it was when my dye had actually faded out, and I saw a picture of my hair look right in that picture. So I texted my husband. I was like, this is what my hair was supposed to look like this morning. Like, this is how I wanted it to come out. He's like, I think it looked way better this morning than it did in the picture. But it's just that thing that, others see it in us, and we have to start seeing it in ourselves, and we have to start believing it for ourselves, and being able to take a compliment. Like, to not every time
hmm,
someone gives us a compliment, come back with something negative, or come back with, oh no, whatever, and kind of blowing it off. We have to learn to do that.
exactly. Accept things with grace.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. With grace.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think it's a woman thing. I mean, some men too, but it just feels like we have a hard time taking compliments, believing that we're worthy, believing that we're beautiful or
Right.
brilliant or strong or wise or whatever. It's hard to hear those things sometimes.
Yes, it is. It is. And like I said, we're so hard on ourselves. Like, we make one little mistake and
Hmm.
it's the end of the world for us.
Yeah.
Oh, whereas keep
Mm,
you can fix it.
exactly. And it's just a test. It's just
Right.
a learning thing. And like that didn't feel good, so let's do something else. Or that didn't land well. My people didn't, it didn't serve my people. So let's try something else. And
Right. And controlling what it is that you can control, like
right.
it's not freaking out about every little thing, or have your freak out about it and then be like, okay, how do I fix this? Like, for instance, one of my issues that I was going through this morning was, as I said, I just started the new job. And so I was trying to update my direct deposit, and I updated it. And so this morning I was like, well, I should have got paid. And I didn't. And I was like, well, what's going on here? So I go and I check, and I had messed it up when I entered it by one number. I left off
Oh,
one number for it. So I started like freaking out and I was like going crazy. I was like, I need my money. Where's my money? And I was like, "So there's nothing you can do about it. Like you can't, you made the mistake. So you just got to take the proper steps for it." Then I also had to remind myself, okay, it's Friday. Y'all are off on Friday.
Oh,
So
right.
this is not going to get rectified until Monday. But I brought myself back and I was very proud of myself.
Well, good.
So
Yeah,
Penny,
it'll get figured out,
we'll see
straightened.
if I send you a message and be like, hey Penny, can you Venmo me some money? It didn't work out for me,
The
Penny.
Bank of Fitzy.
Like, Penny, please.
Somebody's going to be buying you a coffee.
I know. I need it, please. Please.
How is that? How is that going? You use, okay, so Buy Me a Coffee is a tool that people can send. It's almost like a Patreon, right?
Yes, it's like a Patreon. I liked it one because I thought the name was like very fitting. Buy me a coffee because I like coffee. So it's just a way that people can, and you're not actually buying me like a actual physical coffee. I'm not taking the money and going to like Dunkin', but it's a platform that creators can use for people to support them. So it goes for support to the show, and you can do membership on it just like you can with Patreon. You can sell things on it like your digital products and courses and stuff like that. You can sell those on there as well. You can put like blog posts up on there, pictures on there. I did a webinar one time and I sold a webinar through Buy Me a Coffee. So you can do that. Like I said, I really like it. I think it's very simple to use. It's very easy to use. It's fun. It's cute. When someone buys me a coffee, it definitely goes right back into the podcast. It is set up to go straight into my business podcasting account. And I use it to pay for my podcast host site, to pay for if I can get editing or a new tool that I may need for the podcast. Like I use it for that. And whenever someone buys me a coffee, they get an automatic thank you message from me. And then also I give them a shout out on my Instagram and Facebook page as a thank you. I give them a shout out at the end of the podcast episode. At the end of a podcast episode, they immediately get the thank you on my social media pages. And then I also, on my email list, every week to my email list, I send them out the new episode alert with the synopsis on it. So then I'll go back in and edit it and put it at the bottom, like, thank you to such and such for buying me a coffee. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, and it's a great way for your fans to support you. And a lot of people don't realize what all goes into a podcast, that it's not free.
No, not at all. Not at
No,
all.
no. I mean, yeah, there's editing tools, there are um the hosting platforms.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'll,
Microphones, headphones, all of that
yeah.
stuff that goes into
Yep.
it. It's a lot. The thing that I like about Buy Me a Coffee is if you don't want to have that monthly membership, because a lot of people don't, and that's fine. But if you just happen to be listening to an episode, you're like, oh, hey, yeah, I want to go buy her 3 coffees, and I don't want to have to worry about it automatically taking money out of my account each month. Then you can just go buy the 3 coffees, and that's it. That was
Hmm.
your support. So that was the thing that I liked about it as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Because yeah, it's just it. I know you're grateful for it. I'm grateful for all the support. And yeah, I don't use Buy Me a Coffee, but do have digital products. I do the Sipper Club once a month, and I, have my retreats and stuff. So I get a lot of support from my friends and wine lovers.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, hosting a podcast, especially if you're an indie podcast host, it's you don't have the producers. Like when you listen to a lot of these bigger podcasts and they're like, I want to thank the producer and I want to thank the editor and I want to thank the researcher and I want to thank the writer. And well, I am all of those things. I'm doing it all. I'm writing episodes, I'm trying to schedule them out, I'm trying to get the promos and stuff to go
Exactly.
along with them. It's stressful and it takes a lot. And that's why whenever I do like get enough from Buy Me a Coffee to outsource my editing, I love it because it's so much easier. I don't know how long it takes her, but editing is her thing. It's not my thing. So it could take me, you know, 30, 40 minutes to edit a 15-minute podcast episode. And then I'm over here trying to create a promo for it. And then I'm over here also trying to write on my calendar, like I need to be an octopus with 8 hands so that I can do all the things at once to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I heard it correctly or that it fits in. So, and like I said, that's just a 15-minute episode where it's just me. Don't let it be a guest episode. That could take me 2 hours. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, there's something to it.
it really is. It
Yeah, the actual interviews for me are just so much joy. I love talking with brilliant women like yourself.
Yeah, I love doing the
Fun.
interviews, but yeah, when it comes to editing them, I'm like, oh my goodness. And sometimes, like some episodes are like really good. Like usually when I talk to you on an episode, there's not a lot of editing that I have to do or anything like that. But like sometimes I'll be doing interviews with people, and I'm like, okay, I got to remember to go back and get that. But some people you can just tell by the way the conversation is flowing,
Yeah.
and you know that you're like, okay, this is going to be an easy peasy one to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And if you outsource that, then you don't have to, it doesn't have to be your thought. Then
Hmm.
you can be fully present with who you're talking with and just let the conversation flow and get really curious and talk
Right. Yes.
and listen without having all these thoughts going through your head about, oh my gosh, I got to do this, this, and this.
Right. I got to take this out, or it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So,
It's a lot like, okay, have you heard that? You probably have the Snoop clip. I'd like to take a moment to thank me.
oh yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna start saying that at the end of my episodes, and I would like to thank me for putting this episode together. Like, or either I'm just gonna start being like, I like to thank the producer, Angel. I like to thank the editor, Angel. I like to thank the researcher, Angel. Yeah,
Also, Angel.
also
Yeah.
Angel. Also Angel. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll give my roles different names or something.
Personas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different names and different personas. So maybe that's something to think about there. I might change the name of the editor to something else, the producer to something, keep it a little fun there.
That's fun. She could have different colored hair,
Yes, she could.
different style.
Different styles. Yes, one can be kind of sassy, one can be more
Hmm.
serious. See, there we go. I'm gonna
I love
add
that.
on to my episodes. I'm gonna think of some different names here, Penny. So when you
Welcome to my team.
right, meet my team, and then like you said, just switch it out, put on different color hair, different color glasses or something. That,
Yes.
you know what?
You
I'm,
could
I'm-
what use one of those AI tools to like create different hair
yeah,
colors and stuff.
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna do that, or either. Oh no, I got rid of all my wigs. I was like, oh, I have a bunch of wigs that I could put on, but I got rid of all my wigs. But my son literally just asked me. He's like, why do you change your hair all the time? Because I had it just braided down, but they were sticking up, so I just took them out the braids right quick. He's like, you changed your hair again? I'm like, please leave me alone. But yeah, I might actually. My sister-in-law's good with like taking pictures and stuff like that. So
Uh-huh.
for fun, I might have her come over and just like dress in different styles and come up with different names, and then have her like put the video together for me so I can put it on my.
That'd be fun.
That would
Oh
be
my gosh. That sounds very playful too. And that's, I mean, I keep talking to people about how as we age, we lose our sense of play. We
Mhm.
lose that creativity. And that really, when you're creative in one area or play around with things, that sparks your creativity in other areas, and you become more able to produce all this content and be helpful to people.
Yeah, no, I think that is a fun, cute idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
I want to
Thank
see those pics.
you. You got to give me some time to get it together, Penny. I'm trying
Okay.
to
All right.
think of
No pressure.
things that you could use. But yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Give
Okay.
me a
That'll
little
be fun.
nudge. If it's been like a month and you haven't seen anything,
Uh-huh.
to hey, Angel,
Okay.
what's up with those pics? Like, yeah.
It's good to have an accountability buddy.
You need that in life. You really
Exactly. You do.
yeah.
Pro tip, get an accountability partner.
Partner in all aspects of life. So it makes you think
Hmm.
your accountability partner is gonna hold you accountable. Because I've had some accountability partners sometimes, and I was like, "Ooh, it's been like a couple of weeks since I was like, where's my accountability partner at?"
Yep.
Like both of us can't be slacking. Somebody has to.
I know. It's like, okay, you got the accountability buddy on one side and then the partner in crime on the other.
They can't be the same person either.
Exactly.
You need them separate. So
Yeah,
unless
you got to know your people.
right, maybe they have different personas too. So
There
maybe
you go.
they're switching back and forth too. You never know, Penny.
Too fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. So getting back to your business.
I forgot all about that.
Oh, it's just fun to catch up.
Yes.
Um, so GLOE,
Mhm.
and it, are you doing other things too with the podcast? Like you're doing like some of your PR stuff that you were doing?
Um, so not as much with the podcast. The PR stuff has kind of, I feel like, taken a back seat. And excuse me, and I'm kind of okay with that because it gives me a chance to more focus on the podcast. But I was telling you about the podcast hub that I created with a
Yeah.
podcaster that I met on Thread. And so I do a lot of my PR type stuff in there. So what the podcast hub is it is a networking. It's a networking membership where you can go in there to find a guest, to be a guest. We also offer trainings in there. So she's more of like systems and stuff like that, the different systems that she uses to create her podcast and make sure that she's like organized stuff in her podcast. And I do more of the PR stuff, like how to write a good bio for a podcast episode, or how to use your guest episodes to leverage PR for your business, different things like that. So we do those. We were doing them each week. We would switch off who would do a training, but now we're going to go to once a month. We do a monthly virtual networking event called Mic Up and Mingle. So we were doing those once a month. We've just started going to twice a month. I do mine on the second Tuesday of the month at 8:30 Eastern time. She does hers on the fourth Wednesday of each month at, ooh, we just changed the time. I want to say maybe 3:30 PST time because she's in Washington. So I think that might be right. I may be wrong, but I think that might be right. So we're doing the Mic Up and Mingle. We're also getting ready to do a podcast summit at the end of July. And so the summit is free to attend. You don't have to be a member of the podcast hub to do it. You can sign up for it and attend the sessions and attend the trainings. And when you sign up for it, you get a free, that's like your free trial inside of the podcast hub. And then also with the Mic Up and Mingle, you don't have to be a member of the hub either. You get a 7-day free trial when you sign up to do the Mic Up and Mingle. So you can do it one
Oh,
time. We are first just opening it up to like the community, to anyone. And then it was like, well, let's do a free trial with it to kind of cut down on people who just want to come for the Mic Up and Mingle. And that's it. So you get your 7-day free trial. And then you can decide to join it if you want to. But there's a lot of good information in there. We have a person in there who is our tech person. So if you have questions about like what mic to use, what type of music should I do, where can I go for this, we have that there inside of the hub as well. And we have different people in there. Like one of the ladies who's going to be speaking in the summit, she's going to be talking about how you can use Pinterest for your podcast. We have someone else in there that's going to talk about virtual assistant, having a virtual assistant for podcasts. So we have all different types of people in there. We have marketing people in there. We have PR people in there. We have tech people in there. We have business coaches in there, all different kind of things in there that you can go to find a guest versus just scrolling on Facebook and putting it out there and being like, hey, can someone, then just kind of getting blown off type of thing. So that's where most
okay.
of my PR skills are coming in at these
Well,
days.
that's big because a lot of people don't know how to where to even start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that
That's,
virtual? It's all via
yeah,
Zoom or
it's all online. Everything is online. The platform that we use is called Circle, I believe.
okay.
And so yeah, so everything is online right now. The membership is $15 a month or $150 a year. So now it's time
Okay.
to get in and join that. But yeah, everything is online and it has an app for it. So you can do it from your phone, your computer,
Wow.
wherever, yeah, wherever you feel comfortable doing it at.
Nice.
Yeah.
For podcasters only, or is it for like other like businesses or entrepreneurs?
It's for anybody. Like if you don't have to have a podcast to be in it. So there are people in it who just want to be guest on podcasts.
Okay.
So you can join it and you just type in the be a guest section like, hey, this is what I do. I'm a life coach and I talk to people about the 5 things they need to be that they need to have to be great in life or something like that. I'm looking to be a guest on podcast. So you can put that in there as well. We don't do like now we don't do like podcast promoters or like people in there pitching for other people. So if you have someone
Mm,
who pitches for you, then no, that's not allowed. If you're pitching for yourself, that's perfectly fine. If you're looking for yourself, that's fine, but you can't have someone in there doing it on your behalf. And then there's no selling inside of the group. So there's no, hey, I'm a life
mm,
coach. I'm in here because I want to sell my services. Absolutely not. If you're in there because you either want to be a guest, you need a guest, or it's both of them. Or even if you're someone who's like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, but I'm not sure. Like this is a great place to come in because it's such a low price that it's a great place to come in and get that information about the technical side of it, to get that information about how to get your podcast organized, how to use your podcast as PR leverage to kind of get those inside things without having to spend hours Googling it or putting
mm.
questions out there in different groups and stuff like that. And then when you do get comfortable, if you want to say, okay, I think I want to start a podcast, but maybe I want to test the waters with being a guest first. Okay, you can put yourself out there now to be a guest. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, and you and I have we've been on both sides of the microphone or both sides of the aisle there. Do you have a preference of being a guest or being a host?
Um, Penny, it honestly, it depends on the mood that I'm in. Like, it just honestly depends on how I'm feeling at that time. Sometimes I'm like, oh yes, I would just much rather be a guest because it's easier and I don't have to prep anything and all I have to do is come on and hit record and go for it. And then other times I'm like, no, I think I just rather I'm in my hosting mode today. I'd rather be the host of it. So just honestly, it depends. How about you?
Fun. That's so interesting because I feel like I I really prefer being a host and getting super curious and just having a conversation and asking you and other women, what are you doing and how is that working for you? And just getting really, digging in deeper on what challenges are you facing and how are you overcoming those and what do you think about this? For me, that's comfortable and flows really naturally.
Yeah.
Being a guest, what do your guests or what do your people that listen to your show need from
Mhm.
me? How can I serve them? And I get up all up in my head, and overthink it is
Yeah.
one of my traits, one of my things. So, I just really need to just let the conversation flow from my side of it too, and just answer the questions and be just served from the heart.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense too. I feel like so I as a host, I'll try to prepare my guest for, coming on the show. Like I have them fill out the application and then I'll pull like questions from their application to kind of like see
Oh,
how it
cool.
goes. Now, like with you, I think I did that your first time on the show, but you've been on the show like 3 or 4 times. So I no longer do that. Like after you, unless you're coming on like when I first started, if you were coming on specifically to talk about organization for one episode and then entrepreneurship for another episode, then
Oh, uh-huh.
then I'd have 2 separate questions for that. But like kind of how you came on, I think you were just maybe talking about like the entrepreneur side first, at first. So that was just my questions that I had for you. And then when you come back again, it's like, okay, like kind of how we're doing now. Let's catch up. What's going on in life? Like what's happening? What are your new things? Or, oh, I remember the last time we talked, you were doing this, or I saw on social media that you have this coming up. Tell me about it. So that's kind of how I flow with it from there. But if you're a first time person on the show, then I have those questions that I send over to you to be like, hey, here's what you said on your application. Here's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, these are the things that we're going to talk about. We may hit all of them. We may not hit all of them. If we do, great. If we don't, that's great too. And so to kind of prepare people, because I'm like that too. I'm a bit of in not a bit of I am an overthinker, and I'm like, okay, let's do what are we supposed to be talking about here? What are we supposed to be saying? And even if it doesn't completely flow with what you sent me over, just give me something to prepare myself so that I can have time
Ah.
to kind of think about it and not just be on the spot and be like, I don't know. So
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I've had some guests. Um, They'll ask me, okay, what are you going to ask me? Or here are some questions you can ask me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks for that, but I'm not going to use it. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. Like, no, I'm gonna do what they, and that's fine too. Like, because I have gone on some shows where people are like, this is completely off the cuff. Like, I'm not sending you questions in advance. We're just gonna go with the flow of things. And I'm okay with that too, because I've already prepared for it in my mind that we're gonna go off the cuff. There are no
mhm.
questions in advance. And that kind of helps with my overthinking a little bit if
Yeah.
but I just like to know as a guest what I'm walking into.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not going to give me questions, that's fine. But if we're going to go off the cuff, like that's perfectly fine. But just let me know that we're gonna,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
let me know what we're gonna do. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
and I tell my guests, I want to have a conversation with brilliant women and want to, ask you about your struggles and, just have a conversation about what are you doing and what lights you up about it? What do you love about it? How do you serve your people? What challenges are you facing and how do you overcome those? And have just about your journey in business and in life. And then I always tell them the only really canned question that I give people or that I always ask is at the end. And I want to bring it back to cocktails.
yeah, yeah. I know that question very
Yeah,
well.
we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just, kind of wraps it up and we end on something super fun and the whole conversation is super fun. But
Right.
and sometimes my guests are challenged with things and it can get a little bit
Awkward.
not necessarily awkward, but it's very deep. You're
Yeah.
feeling really some heartfelt things that you may be going through struggles in your business or in your life that we'd get into or talk about a little bit more in depth. But those are the real things that happen.
Yeah.
And it's not all roses and it's not all yeah, everything's going great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely no, not at all. It's the truth, and be honest about it. Like you said, everything's
Yeah,
great. Everything's not gonna always go great. And that's what I think I like a more about like indie podcasts. Is that's the stuff that we talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, real life things.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
and those struggles, they make the sweet spots feel even better.
They
Yeah.
do. They
Yeah.
they they do. It's always nice when there's something that you've like been praying for, looking forward for when you finally see it come back like full circle and you're like, oh, it's
Mhm.
here. This was the moment that I was praying for. Like, this is what I've been waiting for and hoping for. And boom, it's here and it's better than what I could have ever expected? So that makes it all good. And then usually I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, I was over here stressing about nothing and I was over here mad and all of
Usually.
this about absolutely nothing. That's why I said this morning, like with the paycheck. I could have sat here and stressed all day. I could have been like, Penny, I can't meet with you right now because I got to figure this out. But
Mm,
there's literally nothing that I can do about it. My hands are tied. So I'm not going to sit here and let it consume my day and let it stop,
good.
me from.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that I know that that's something that I've struggled with is that I don't have patience a lot of times. And really learning to have patience and just to let go of control of stuff.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've learned a hard lesson. The only way you lose anything is when you quit. That's
Right.
the only guaranteed lose is quitting.
Right. It is. It is. And sometimes you don't have to quit things. You may just have to readjust some things. Like I was talking to another podcast host and she just had a baby and she's like, I don't want to quit my podcast, but I'm gonna have to readjust some things. She said maybe instead of doing every week, I might have to go down to twice a month. She's like, or maybe even once a month, maybe doing two and seeing how that goes, or maybe breaking it down into seasons instead of just going the whole year round. Like usually I'll take a summer month off and I'll take December off. But I was like, maybe breaking it down into seasons instead of just those 2 months. Just you have to figure out what works for you. And so often we feel like quitting is just the easier thing to do, but it's really not because then when you quit, you never know how far you could have gone or where you
Yeah.
could have made it to. And so instead of quitting, Like try readjusting it. Like, okay, well, instead of doing this 5 times a week, can I drop it down to 3 times a week? Would that make more sense for me and be better for me? You just have to kind of think about those type of things. And I mean, if quitting works for you, if that's what you really need to do, then by all means do it. But try, if you can, try to use it as the absolute last way out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, you never know how close you are to just breaking through and making it to where you wanted to go, what you were hoping for all along.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and the adjustment is so wise to just, take a step back, take a breather before it gets so bad that you have no other option but to quit. I mean, sometimes you push, 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 and that hustle mentality, it just does not work.
It doesn't. It
For
doesn't.
women especially. I mean, we have too much heart to be pushing through the struggles and doing it alone and thinking we can figure it all out, which we could, but
Yeah, we definitely could, but why stress yourself out and why
you
burn
don't
yourself
have
out?
to.
No, you don't. And that's something else that I've been trying to be more conscious of lately and doing is like just taking a step back and taking a break and being like, oh, okay, it'll get done. Like there used to be times that and I may have told you before that I felt like I had to be doing something, that if I wasn't doing something for my business or my podcast, then I was failing and everything was just going to crumble. And then I finally realized that I'm sitting in front of my computer and I'm creating busy work for myself, which then in turn takes me way off the path of what I'm supposed to do. Like I'll have my list out of things that I'm supposed to do and things that I'm supposed to be working on. And then if I'm caught up on my list, I'm like, well, I need to be doing something. I'm just sitting here not doing anything. And I need to be working on something. So then I go off and I create something else. And then after I spend 3 or 4 hours creating it, I'm just like, why? I don't even need this. Like, I'm not going to do anything with it. This is not what I wanted. This does not flow with what it is that I'm trying to do. But now that time is gone. And I'm like, that's time that I could have been going out to play pickleball with my son and my husband, or I could have been going to the gym or sitting down chilling. And so I've really gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm doing nothing. There's nothing on my list. I don't need to make anything for my list. Why am I sitting here? If I want to watch TV, I can just go watch TV or whatever. Like it's fun. Or I'm like, oh, I can go do my nails or whatever it is. So just realizing that you don't always have to do something. Your to-do list does not always have to be to doing. It's perfectly fine to have an empty to-do list. It really is.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful. And to recognize that you're doing busy work just to be doing something is really huge too.
It is. Yeah. And
It's
I think
another mechanism that keeps us safe, like
right,
busyness. Like if you're too busy to get to your big goals or to actually serving people or to something that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. If you're too
right.
busy to do that, you're not growing.
No, you're not. You're not. And if you're sitting there and you're realizing that the stuff that you're doing, it's not helping you grow,
Mm-hmm.
it's not doing anything for you, then stop it. Like,
Yeah.
stop. Why are you sitting there? You don't need 35 different IG templates. Create a couple and go for it. I took a hard look and I was like, because for my episodes for promos, I used to have like 4 promos a week or something like that. I would
Mhm.
do like new episode Wednesday, audiogram Tuesday.
Mm.
I think I did something on like that Friday and be like, oh, in case you missed the episode, blah, blah. And I'm doing that for every episode for every person. And I was like, this isn't doing anything. Like it's not helping anything. Like the analytics on it don't look good. I'm not getting any new people listening to the show from doing this. So why am I sitting here stressing myself out trying to create all of this every so now for my new episode, it's just simply the audiogram, like sneak peek of, hey, it's the audiogram of what we're going to talk about on the show, 45 to 60 seconds. And then I tweak the caption like, hey, on today's episode, I talked to Penny, and this is what we talked about. Go check it out now on your favorite app. Then I post the same thing on threads. I may tweak it because of the character limit or whatever, but just finally realizing to use that one piece of content over multiple things and stop trying to do what works for you. Don't do what people are telling you to do or people are saying, oh, this worked for me, this worked for me. Did it really work for them? Or are they just saying that because that's what they were told to do? And I think that I know for me, that's something that I struggle with a lot is that people are like, You have a podcast. You have to consistently be putting your stuff out there every day. You have to have it in people's faces every day. I don't have time for that. That stressed me out. That frustrated me. It made me want to cry and it drove me crazy. That didn't work for me. It may work for the next person. Like, and I tried it, being consistent. And that's when it finally clicked. I was like, I've been consistently doing this pretty much since I started podcasting, and it's not helping anything. So why am I driving myself crazy trying to put out 3 or 4 posts per week about one episode on, the same platform when it's proven over the past year that it hasn't worked for me. My email newsletter, I was doing that once a week. I just recently dropped it down to once a month. I'm looking at my analytics. Nobody's clicking on my links. Nobody's responding back to the emails when my CTA is to, hey, reply back and let me know, how this is going. Reply back and let me know what you thought of this episode. People aren't responding to that. So why am I killing myself trying to make these newsletters every week to go out on Sunday when it's not doing what I want it to do? And I can see that I didn't just try it for a month and be like, oh, okay, nothing happened. I tried it for, 6 months, 7 months. It wasn't working. Let's retweak this and see what else we can do on. How can I still get my message out, but save myself time and not burn myself out and not get frustrated with myself because I'm constantly creating this and nobody's paying it any attention.
Yeah. Well, and some things you said there that were super important. You checked your analytics. You were looking, you made your decision based on what's working, what's not, based on data, not just your gut feel like, oh, I hate doing this. I'm not going to
Right.
do it anymore. So
Right.
that was super cool. It's a test. So you're like putting one foot in front of the other and you're trying new things and
Right.
checking the analytics to see what's working, what's not. So I think those are big keys there.
It is. It definitely is because, like I said, what works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. And we get
Mm-hmm.
caught up on, well, Penny said this worked for her, and this is how she got 3,000 downloads on one episode. So let me go out and do that. Well, Penny's audience is different than
Right.
your audience. You don't know how Penny got three. Penny could have paid for those 3,000 downloads. Not saying that you did that, but that like
Oh, I
people,
definitely didn't.
like people don't take that into consideration or think about it. And you know, again, it's like dieting and working out. Just because somebody else cut out sugars and they lost 10 pounds,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you cut out sugars and you're going to lose 10 pounds. We've got to stop with the comparison. Like, it's fine to talk to other people and be like, oh, hey, I see you lost 10 pounds. Well, what did you do to lose 10 pounds? Or, hey, I heard that you said you got 3,000 downloads on your episode. Well, what did you do to get those 3,000 downloads on your episode? Okay. And then tweak it to make it your own. Like, make it yours. Make it what's going to resonate with your audience, what's not going to burn you out or stress you out or make you go crazy doing it. Like, you can't take their exact same formula. You have to move it. It's like the thing
Exactly.
that they say with, you go in the grocery store and you see 50 different brands of bread. Well, they don't all have the same recipe. They may all have the same base recipe, but then they tweaked it to what works for them and what their consumers want to taste. So that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Test one thing at a time and then go from the data and
Yes.
keep going, keep testing.
Yes, and like Penny said, one thing at a time. Don't and I'm guilty of this too, so I'm not judging. Don't go out and try to test 10 new things at once because
You won't know which worked.
yeah, you definitely won't know which one works because I have done that before as well. I have tried to test 10 different things at one time and I get frustrated. And even if it's the same thing, like with the audiograms. So now I do my audiograms and I put them on Instagram and I've started uploading them on YouTube. YouTube was something new for me. So I'm testing that out to see how that goes. Then I'll build on it. I was trying to do it everywhere. And then I'd forget or I would get tired. And then I would forget to go and look and see, well, which one's actually working? Did it work on Buy Me a Coffee? Did it work on YouTube? So
Mm-hmm.
now, okay, let's try it with YouTube. Let's see how it goes from there. Then next we'll go back to Buy Me a Coffee. But I was trying to do all the things, create blog posts for it because some people like written form. You need to create a blog post.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about it is stressing me out
Oh
and
gosh.
it making me
You
need
know
a
what?
nap. It making me need a nap, Penny. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
but I'm just saying, like, if just talking about it is frustrating, you can only imagine how it was like trying to do it. So definitely taking that one thing at a time. And again, I know it's hard when you're a solopreneur or, a solo podcaster. It is really hard because you want that. You're like, you're waiting for it. But podcasting and business, it's the long game. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not the short game. It's the long game. Keep the faith, keep working. I mean,
Yeah.
I quit probably once a day, sometimes twice a day, maybe more, depending on how I'm feeling. But then I get right back to it. Like my
Yeah.
family has learned to ignore me when I be like, I quit. And they're like, oh, okay.
No, you didn't.
What, yeah, like what I didn't really mean it. Like when I say ow all the time, I'm always like bumping into something or something like that. So I'll be like, ow. Everybody knows now, unless I start like boohoo crying or something, or I'm
Real tears.
yeah, real tears. Like don't pay me any attention
Gosh.
whatsoever.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Well, okay, so the things that you have tested and that you have learned work
Mhm.
through the analytics, those things, some of them you can automate, or once you get to the point where you know that they're working, then find the automation for them. So that'll help you and well, anyone not burn out so quickly too.
Yes. And I actually did. I started that Penny. I don't know if you're on Threads or not, but I am so freaking proud of myself, Penny, because when I finally realized what was working and not working, I
Yeah.
have all of my podcast edited and scheduled for the whole third quarter. Everything's edited, scheduled. It is
Look
sitting
at you.
just waiting to go out when it's time to go out. Not only that, I also have all of the promos, the new episode audiogram promos scheduled, ready to go out. Have
Wow.
all the audiograms on YouTube scheduled, ready to go out. All of my new episode Wednesday emails scheduled, ready to go out all the way through
Wow.
Penny. I am so proud of myself.
I'm
And
proud of you.
oh, thank you. And I did it one thing at a time. And I feel so nice and relaxed and calm.
Oh,
I can start planning for the fourth quarter now and what I want to do, but I can give myself that little bit of breather. But I did it all at one time. I was like, okay, everything that I can schedule in Canva, I'm going to go into Canva and schedule it. Once I did that, I was like, okay, everything that I can schedule on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and schedule in YouTube now. And I did it like that, and it made it easier. And I didn't try to sit down all in one day to do.
mm,
So, yeah.
nice. Good tips.
Thank you.
And congratulations. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you, Penny. I patted myself on the back and I
Oh,
happy dance. And I was like, that is a very
yeah.
big feat. And I was like super excited. Who? Yes.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that brings me to our fun question. Did you have a cocktail to celebrate? What's your current cocktail?
So my cousin told me, I don't know if you ever heard about these. They're called green tea shots. First of all,
Oh,
there's no green tea in them, but it's just because of the color. It's so one of them they have a lemon drop. They have a lemon drop one. That's just lemon drop, but that has vodka. And I'm not a big fan of vodka. The shot wasn't bad, but after I had it, I was like, this is why I don't drink vodka.
oh.
But the green tea one is whiskey, peach, and something else. And it comes in a bag. I think it's like 8 of them in a little bag that they come in, and they're already in like the little cups that you
Like a
just
pre-mixed thing?
yeah, yeah. So those have been good. So I think I had a green tea shot afterwards. But I did just recently I did mix some stuff together. So I had some margarita mix left over. It was like just a little corner of the margarita mix, like not enough to make an actual drink out of. And then I also had some sour mix, and I had some mini bottles of tequila, and I don't know if I used grenadine or peach syrup. You can use either one of them. So I took the margarita bottle that I had, poured the mini bottles of tequila that I had, and I think I had like 4 or 5 of the mini bottles of tequila, poured those in there, mixed some of the sour mix in there, and then I did
Uh-huh.
either the grenadine or the peach. I honestly can't remember which one, but like I said, just your preference, whatever kind of flavor you want for it, and shook the bottle up. And so now I had that as now it's in my fridge. And then, but I did have to write on there, I was like, this is a mixed drinks.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't forget that, it's not just plain margarita mix. And
Yeah. And add
I don't,
more.
yeah, and add more to it, or so that my mom does like come visit and be like, oh, you have margarita mix. Let me make a little bit of it. And then for 3 days because she's a lightweight. So yes, I did that, and it was good.
It sounds delicious.
It was good. So
What should
that's
we
good.
call that?
I don't know, Penny, you're better at coming up with the
Well,
names than I am.
we already have Angel's Brew, so this is,
True. And then I had
yeah,
another one. I can't remember what my other one was that we named.
yeah.
So
I don't remember either. I'll have to go back and listen to the episode
yeah.
again.
Um, Sour margarita,
Angel's Wings,
Angel's wings, Angel sour. Margarita. Yeah,
Angel's Sour Wings.
yeah, Angel. I love it. Angel sour wings. Yes, there we go. See, I knew you would come up with a name for it.
Well,
I
we
knew
put our
it.
heads together. We get it.
Right. We figured it out there. So yeah, that's what I had. But yeah,
Oh my gosh, it's so good to catch up with you.
it is, Penny. It is so wonderful. Thank you so much as always for having me. For
Thank
having me on. I
you.
have to have you back again once I figure out my life for the fourth quarter. I will definitely be reaching out to you so that I can
Sounds great.
be back on there because I need all of my wine tips and
Yeah. Well, for holiday season, that'll be perfect timing.
oh yeah. Oh, it will be. Yes, we can get this figured out.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
And then do you have a new trailer that I can publish for my people to hear your
yes,
trailer for
I
your
do. Yes, I
podcast?
do. I can send it over to you.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll send it
Yeah,
over.
I've got a new trailer for mine as well.
Okay, yeah, and send it over to me and I'll get that on my show as well.
Cool.
Help each other out. Women
I
support
love that.
women. That's what it's all about. And you're not taking away from yourself by supporting anyone else.
Oh,
So
no.
women supporting women. Yes. So yeah,
Yes, it's not a pie.
it, it's not.
Oh, Angel, thank you so much.
You're welcome and thank you. It's always so much fun talking to you. I love chatting with you.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a great rest of your day. Hope everything works out great with the bank
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And then I have
It'll
to
be fine.
9-year-old boys this afternoon. So this evening.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a good distraction.
Hopefully my husband will be home by then. Even though I
Can help. Yeah.
boys, you take them.
They have their third grade issues to deal with.
I don't want to get involved in third grade business here. So I'm just
Your business.
yeah, I'm giving them some pizza and step away from it, Penny.
Oh, fun.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon as well.
Thank you. I'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes, see you soon, definitely. All right, bye.
All right, bye. That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind the scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers!